Hello, this is Vincere from Shoutcaststrategy.com, bringing you a replay of Nakeddan versus OMGHAXCODE again. As we can see, Nakeddan accidentally screwed up here and sent his SCVs behind his mineral line just to check out this pretty view back here. It is kind of nice, almost like the Grand Canyon back here, but unfortunately it does not appear that he meant to do that. OMGHAXCODE has no idea, and clearly Nakeddan is going to lose this game due to the misplaced SCVs, because they're at such a pro level that even fractions of seconds lost is going to be a huge problem for them. That's slight sarcasm, but the main reason I'm showing this video to you is because there's been a lot of complaints, discussion, whatever, that Terran are overpowered, and just kind of show you some use of chargelots that I think is fairly nice, and this isn't at a professional level, so it's not like this isn't things you can't pull off yourself. OMGHAXCODE, I believe, is Platinum, maybe recently promoted to Diamond, but definitely not a pro gamer at any chance. Nakeddan is probably either Platinum or Diamond as well. So it's fairly high level, but nothing amazing going on here, nothing super micro intensive or anything like that. It's fairly standard play. As you can see, the probe is now going out to scout and capping with Nakeddan, and the barracks is going up. Over here you see the Nexus and gateway with a pylon walling off, which I don't particularly agree with against Terran, but whatever. Not my game. Ooh, doing some nice harassment on that poor little SCV, and move around and attack that SCV. He actually might have gotten to kill it if he was paying attention, however. Doesn't look like he was. This SCV is now going to come over. Oh, and repairing that SCV and not attacking? That's an interesting choice. At least that's what it looked like to me. And this probe is now dancing around, seeing what's going on. This refinery should go up right now, but since it's not a refinery before a barracks, it's probably not a fast factory, and we will see the dreaded bio-ball push against Protoss. So far, fairly standard stuff from OMGHAXCODE. Cybercore going up probably a little later than he would have ideally wanted. You want that to go up pretty much as soon as the gateway's finished, if that's what you're going for. Go ahead and down chrono boosting the Zealot out just to finish off this wall off. Like I said, I don't particularly agree with, since it doesn't really do anything against Terran. Terran's not going to do a run by or anything like that. If they do a run by with Hellions, this one Zealot sure won't stop Hellions. It's really only for stopping Zerglings. I don't think it's necessary to wall off against Terran, and a little, like I said, a little excessive, especially if they start mounting up siege tanks near the edge of your base, and that just gives them free buildings to hit if there's nothing you can do about it. Anyways, he is doing a pylon at his back door to keep an eye on it. I'm not even sure this is quite close enough to see any units on the other side of the rocks. It may just be enough to see the rocks going down, but at least he should see something. Nakeddan is doing a good job of keeping this tower. I prefer to keep this one, as that gives you a little bit more advanced warning unless he sneaks troops all the way down. Actually, I think you should just go ahead and hold both, but maybe he doesn't want to sacrifice two SCVs, since he did have all his SCVs chilling back here at the beginning. Second barracks going up, first barracks had a tech lab. I expect we will see a reactor on this barracks, and walling off from the Terran, which I don't particularly agree with, because this wall off wouldn't particularly stop Zealots. Zealots chop these things down so fast, and Marines don't do a whole lot of damage to Zealots. Not a huge deal. Here we see a factory and a supply depot going up, so it looks like we're not going to see the traditional bio ball, and we'll probably see some tanks with it, as tanks are very effective against Protoss, except Immortals. But we can see the Twilight Council and Gateway going up, so we probably will see some Chargelot or Blink Stalkers, but since we already have two Zealots out, and oh, there's the first Stalker. Ooh, we have a third Gateway going up. And I will keep it on the production tab, so hopefully I don't miss anything. Looks like Warp Gate is nowhere near finishing. I think I would go ahead and chrono boost that. He did just get a chrono boost, and no piece chrono boosting Zealot legs instead, which I guess is not a bad idea. No rush to get Warp Gates. I just like getting Warp Gates out as fast as possible, but just a personal preference, and probably not always the most conducive thing to do. Starport going out, so we will probably see some medevacs coming out for Nakeddan. I'm surprised to see him go this far into the tree when he's got two barracks. No reactor on this barrack, so it's just probably a good idea, because putting that reactor up does leave you a little vulnerable to early pressure, because it does take a long time to build a reactor. If we look here, you can see that it takes 50 seconds to build a reactor, and it takes 60 seconds to build a barracks. So That's always something to keep in mind when you're in early game. I expect now that he must feeling fairly secure right now. I expect to see a reactor go, oh, yep, look at that. Just as these games first medevac out, pretty confident no super early pressures coming. He's got this tower nice and guarded. Surprised not to see the back rocks checked by anything right now. That's kind of a vulnerability and would be a huge blow to him if a good-sized force of Protoss came busting through his door right about now. I am kind of surprised to see this robo facility going up. 4 gates of Twilight Council on a robo facility is really pushing yourself on one base, and he will need to get an expansion up sooner or later if he really wants to take care of that. He does have a very healthy amount of zealots with 1 stalker, almost a token stalker. Not sure exactly what it's for. And this probe looks like it's going to go scout and make sure there's no expansion. Not a bad thing. He wants to make sure he's not falling behind in an economic war. If there was an expansion there, I'd imagine he would push out right now just to make sure he maintained it, and he will be. Oh, I saw that medevac move, and I got excited that it would be dropping some more units off, but does not appear that is his objective. Really surprised that there's nothing on these back rocks over here for the Terran player. I think that's just a little oversight of the Terran player's play, just something he needs to do next time. This SCV standing at the ramp I don't particularly agree with. I'd much rather see the tower, because if, for example, the Protoss was going Void Rays and flew the Void Rays right through the middle, this SCV would just look stupid. So, minor detail there, and we do have an observer going out. Probably the sole purpose of the robotics facility. It's so expensive to have to do that as Protoss to get an observer out that way. If you've got this out anyways, I recommend going ahead and getting a warp prism. They can be very useful. You can load them up. You can do drops. You can move them with your army, then change them into the prism and warp and reinforcements right there. It looks like, but looks like this observer's not going to get quite close enough to see if there would be an expansion there. I think he should move it over the expansion first. But he does get a little look at the army and almost loses 6 hit points. Oh, so close. Advice to all you players, make sure your Marines are centered underneath the observer before you blow the scan and completely waste it, so you don't even get to kill the observer. It looks like that observer was marking for the Terran player to move out. Kind of surprised, and it looks like the Protoss player is moving out at the exact same time. This is not a bad idea because this gives him an ability to catch the tank. He needs to run up there and take care of that tank very quickly, though. Oh, a little misclick there, and he's going to get hammered by that one tank. That one tank, however, is not going to be completely dead. He's going to take it out so fast with the charge zealots and these Marines up here. Needed to move these units further back. Kind of in a bad position, try to wall off the ramp. Not a bad idea, trying to keep the most distance as possible. These zealots will come over here and completely destroy these 2 Marines as they explode into little pieces. Marauders getting chased down from this top area, and we can see that this is not a very good force for OMGHAXCODE, but we do see that those zealots do decent damage. He will now be forced, however, to run away. It looks like this is a little bit of a misclick. Not sure exactly where he was clicking over here.